Romans chapter 10, verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? How shall they believe in him whom they have not heard? How shall they hear without a preacher? And I know that we're all preachers of the gospel. And I know that some people think I just work on Sunday. It's not like that. I usually take Monday off to recuperate from Sunday. But I do appreciate you. And I appreciate all you do. I was thinking about the message, and I did get in mind that I am the pastor, the preacher, that the reason I am what I am is because of you. If you weren't here, I would have nobody to preach to, and have nobody to minister to, but I'm thankful that God allows me to minister as He does. So my thought was not to toot my own horn tonight, but to thank you for all that you do. I'm thankful that God sent you this way, to this church, so that we can worship together in spirit and in truth, as the Bible says in John chapter 2, verse 24. I'm thankful for that. First thing is friends. I'm thankful that we have friends. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:24, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly. But there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother, we know that's Jesus. Most, if not all of my close friends are right here in this church. I have other acquaintances, but not real friends. My close friends are right here. I've told you before that if you have a friend that you meet in church and you stay in church, that friend will be your friend for life. You know, if it wasn't for church, I would have never met most of you. You know, other than just my family. I mean, I'm stuck with them, and thank God for them. I thank God for friends that I have in this church, that God has brought you in our path so we can be friends. I know that I can trust you to be there when I need you. And you know what? It's not what you know, it's who you know that knows it. And I know that if something happens, I call Brother Ruben and Brother Richard, and they can take care of things, and I appreciate that. Brother Ruben plays he's an all-star on our softball team at the young age of 84. You probably can't even hear a thing I'm telling him tonight because he's starting to put things on his ears. But anyway, I'm tooting your horn, brother. All right, I'm tooting your horn. But they're out here. Brother Richard and Brother Ruben are out here every day, and they just take care of business. Everything has been done in the nursery, as far as other than the painting. And Sister Brianna and Sister Amanda did the painting, and they got some nice little spots on the wall, and they're different colored. You know, yeah, they told me. Most of them look great, but they're different colors. And then the fellows hung up the deal for the change the baby. We're going to get the baby. I think we've already got the changing table the old changing table out of there. No, we haven't. Sister Barbara's giving me the nod. We haven't got it out of there yet. We will. You know what? Sometimes people fear change. But we're working together with it. We got some hooks on the wall for the diaper bags. They put a nice cabinet in there for everything that was in these little cabinets that we had in there to organize them in there. And Sister Amanda and Brianna are doing that. We need to continue. We need to also pray for Brianna's family. That was her grandfather passed away about a week and a half ago. We need to pray for that. Pray for her family. But I appreciate all that's done. I have a list here, and if I'm not naming names because I don't want to miss any names. But for those of you that clean the building every week, we have some ladies that come and clean the building every week. I appreciate that. They vacuum this whole sanctuary, and they go through the rooms, they dump the trash, they keep it nice and clean. Those that keep the yard up and looking great. The yard has not looked as good as it does now for a long time. I can remember before Brother Richard and Brother Ruben started along with Brother Marcus, you could count about 14 or 15 gopher mounds out there. Now, as soon as one pops up, Brother Richard's on top of it, and we usually, and the first few we caught, I told you, looked like mongoose. I mean, he said they've been here for a long time. And now the ones we get, just these little small ones, we're trying to get them before they infiltrate. And we'd like to get them in the back and say, you know what, leave them in the back. Because if you start getting in the back, they'll come back to the front. So we don't just leave them back there. It's nothing for you to just play baseball back there. I appreciate what those guys do. Those that, I thank God for all the teachers that we have. There are some churches that have one class for all the kids. And that's tough. When you have 2 and 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds all the way up to 7th grade or whatever, that's tough. You're trying to keep everybody's attention. I thank God for the teachers we have. I thank God for those that work and drive on the bus. And Glenn's on the bus, and those that Sister Debbie drives the bus. And some others drive the bus, you know, when she can. I appreciate that. I thank God for the great cooks that we have. I do thank God for that. If you weren't in there, a girl after my own heart brought me some cookie dough in a package. And I will be eating that while I'm at the, because I can't get them cooked in my house. So you know, you get the big tube. Well, she bought a, you know, super flat dough. I had those big before I get to the beach. But anyway, but then you have the big tube, and I just slice it off about an inch or so, and just sit there and eat it while I'm watching TV. It's nothing wrong with it. People eat sushi. That's nasty. This is a cookie I'm eating here, people. It's good, you know. You have to do what you have to do. And you say, why don't you put them in the oven? I don't want to wait that long. I want it right now. You can't. I tried microwaving it. Didn't work. It doesn't work. They come out like little hockey pucks, and they're hard as a rock. You have to break them with a hammer, and that's how it goes. Anyway, I thank God for the cooks we have. I thank God for those who. I thank God for the smooth running church that we have. We've never had a bad business meeting, a big ugly fight. I've been in some churches where it's been ugly. It's been ugly. I've been in a church. We were in a church once where 2 guys got in a fist fight in the foyer. You know, and it's ugly. I thank God that we have the men that we have on our board to help advise me and help advise the church, and then we have a smooth running church because of that. I appreciate those men. Number 2, fellowship. 1 John chapter 1, verse 7. But if we walk in the light as He is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Jesus Christ cleanses us from all of our sin. Walk in the light of Jesus. Tread where Jesus tread. Do what Jesus would do. You know, I know you haven't had a thing, WWJD, what would Jesus do? You know what, that's significant. That's important. What would Jesus do? If you come to a situation, and you know, or you come to I remember I had a friend of mine I used to work with, this was years ago when we lived on Central. He came over and he said, I brought this movie over, man, it's awesome, you need to see this. I didn't know anything about the movie. And he popped, that's when you had these things called cassette tapes, you know, VHS. Popped it in, and about the first 5 minutes of it, I paused it. I said, well, I stopped, I walked up and ejected it, and handed it, I said, we can't watch this movie. He said, why? I said, because I'm not going to watch this movie. You know, I said, because the first 5 minutes of it was terrible. And I said, I'm not going to watch it. He said, well, what's wrong with you? I said, it's not what's wrong with me. I said, I just don't watch movies like this in my home, or anywhere. You know, and he got mad and he left. But you know what? I want to walk in the light as He is in the light. I want to, you know, and you know what, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of, I'm not really going to movie soapbox, I am. Be careful what you watch. Be careful what your children watch. You know, be careful what you go and pay to watch. You know, there's apps that you can get on that tells you how many. Melissa and I went to go watch a movie or someplace, and she at the beach, and she got on the app, and it said it had 47 some cuss words in it. They'll tell you every one of them that the app will. I said, you know what? I don't want to do that. That's not, you know, that's not going to edify me. And you may say, well, that doesn't bother me a bit. Well, you know what? Maybe it should.
Right.
Maybe it should. You're paying somebody to fill your mind with all those bad words and all, you know, and all the killing and the you know, whatever, and plus not to mention the nudity that's on there. That doesn't help you. You know what that does? That clouds your mind. That puts into your mind. I understand walking the light as He's in light. We had a great fellowship. We have great fellowship with one another, and I like spending time with you, brother Fox. We went and played golf last week, and I already told you he beat me, no big deal. He's only 78 years old. Good grief, man! The guy will not give me a shot. I almost said, you know what? If you don't let me start catching up with you, I'm going to quit. He would have said, okay, go to the car. We'll see you there. But you know, I enjoyed spending time with Christians. You know, they didn't stop at ninth hole and get a beer, like several people that do that. I didn't have to worry about any, telling any dirty jokes or telling, I didn't have to worry about that. We had good fellowship. I know some of you, like Sister Judy said, maybe she read my notes here. I know some of you better. I have family I've never met. And I'm telling you, I've got some hillbilly family. The newest member of our family, they named him Memphis. Yep, that's his first name. And I thought, my mom told me that, I said, you've got to be kidding me. When we went back to the National, it was in Kansas City, we went to my aunt's house, and she has kids, and then their kids have kids, and then that, I couldn't keep everybody straight. But I know when they told me who had, I could see that. I just could see it. But I know you guys better than I know them. There's some family I will never meet. We can't all get together. My mom has 13 brothers and sisters, not all of them are still alive, but there's no way we're all going to get together and meet in one place. We got them in Ohio, we got them in Kansas, we got them spread out through Oklahoma. There's no way I'm going to go meet them all. I'd rather hang out with you than some of my extended family. When we were there at my aunt's house, I felt very uncomfortable because they had some of the guys, sometimes brought beer, and I felt very uncomfortable, and it just wasn't. I mean, I'd known some of these people forever, and some of them I never met before, but I just felt very uncomfortable. I feel more comfortable here. We're able to fellowship together without fear of sinful activities arising. We know each other. We know you know what I like, and you know, and I pretty much you know what I like. I usually get it on my birthday or Pastor Appreciation Day, and I appreciate that. We know each other, and we know that we're not going to have a problem with sin arising as far as jokes or stuff like that. We're not going to have to worry about that. When we have I don't know if you call it a potluck or a covered dish, but we always have more food than we could ever eat. And you know what? I was really impressed. It was I think it was a year ago, when Sister Barbara Francie's son died. And she just really didn't have that much family. And so I called Sister Heather, and I said, can you call some of the ladies? They're going to have the funeral here, and maybe we could do a little something. And it was like this. We were sending cakes home. We were sending full, So I was thinking, and we need to get some more of those take-home trays. I think we use them all the night. But we sent several of those with the people. And and usually when we have, it was Brother Bobby Dunlap's grandfather passed away. We had the funeral here. We had so much food over there because you people. Some of you brought, I think we brought some chicken, we brought a fruit dish. Some of you brought 2 or 3 dishes tonight. And I appreciate that. We always have, I appreciate you and what you do. You always have a nice fellowship. I appreciate, you know what Brother Sean told me from Teen Challenge? This church is one of the most friendly churches, and we don't have a problem with serving food. We just have, and he said some places we'll go, they'll have the guy a sandwich. They'll have him a sandwich and get like a brown bag and they'll take it with them. They won't have a place to fellowship, or they won't want to fellowship, and they just leave. And they say, well, the reason they give them something is because they miss their dinner because of their service. He said, but your church is one of the friendliest churches, and man, they love to come to your church. When I say we're going to Shackford Baptist Church, we almost have to have choir tryouts again because they know you're going to feed them. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I know that we always have plenty, and I'm thankful for that. I'd rather have too much than not enough. And in our house, we always have too much. We're never at not enough. Well, number 3, I thank God for your faithfulness. The Bible says in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 24, faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. I thank God that you are faithful to the house of the Lord. I thank God for that. There are several churches, Free Will Baptist churches, that don't have Sunday night and don't have Wednesday night. Some of the ones that don't have Wednesday night, they'll have an Awanas, stuff for the kids. But they don't have it. They don't have Wednesday night. I would hate for somebody to drive by the church wanting to find Jesus as their personal Savior on a Wednesday night and not be up and us be closed. I would hate that. I thank God that you're faithful to the house. I thank God that we have the faithful teachers over there. Some churches, the teachers show up sometimes. I was in a church when I was in college, and I went to preach for the pastor. I knew the pastor well. I'd never been to his church. I went to the church, and I was just filling in. I was like 20 years old, and this lady came to me, panicked, and she said, "Pastor," and well, she's the preacher. "Pastor, we've got 3 teachers in our here today. What should we do?" I said, "Well, what do you normally do?" "I don't know. The pastor takes care of it." I said, "Well, you realize I don't know how things go here. I'm just here for today." "Yes, but Pastor, somebody's got to take care of it, do something." I said, "Well, just bring them in." They did. 74 children were sent in Sunday morning service. Or no, well, the Sunday school. And as I taught, I told my teach the adult class. 74 children. And they were ages from probably 5 to 6th grade. And I said, when she was filing them in, I said, "This is just 3 classes?" She said, "Yeah, we can bring them all in if you want." I said, "No, let's go." I said, "What classes do you have left?" She said, "Well, we have the teen class, the low teen and the high teen class, but their teachers are here." I said, "Well, how are these 3 classes?" She said, "Well, we have first, second, third. First and second in one class, third and fourth is one class, and fifth and sixth is the other class." That's the 3 teachers that didn't show up. That's why I would like to have. We don't have that problem here. We can combine and whatnot. It's not that big a thing, but I could not believe that. And when they all filed in, they were so calm. It lasted about 10 minutes. Then I kind of flipped over to go to a younger message for those, or a younger lesson for those kids. But I thank God that you're faithful. I thank God you're faithful week after week, month after month, year after year. Who teaches the class? Raise your hand. Look at that. Who's taught a class here ever since you've been here? Yeah. There you go. I remember when Sister Melissa and I came back from Gospel Light, Dad said, "Well, what do you think you're going to do?" I said, "Well, we kind of like to just kind of cruise for about 6 months." He said, "No," he said, "I got this and this for you, and I got this and this for your wife." And he said, "We need to start next week." I said, "What?" That's how it was. Brother Roger got a taste of it as the adult Sunday school class in Taft, the song leader in Taft, and special music if you sang one. I said, "You should have got your harmonica and just played it." Anyways, but I'm thankful. Be faithful. Show God. Being faithful is showing God that you love Him and you want to please Him. And you want to walk in His way. Faithfulness and obedience pleases God. God remembers that. I'm thankful that we are faithful to one another. We don't have any knockdown dragouts between husband and wives. We just don't have that. I'm thankful for that. I know that if you tell something to someone that they're not going to be spreading all over the church. You're faithful to one another. If you can't knock doors with us, do what you can do. You can't do manual work. You still can be faithful to pray.
Right.
We are going to do Operation Saturation in March. And I was thinking, Sister Melissa, my wife, she said we probably shouldn't have a big meal after church or do anything big after church on Easter because a lot of people go with their families. I said that's a good idea. We won't do that. But we'll still have a big push in March to maybe, I don't know, God will give it to me. I've been praying about it. Fill a pew, whatever the case is, and we'll give away some things for your faithfulness. And I appreciate that. You say, well, some pastors, they never give anything away. They say, I feel like I'm bribing my members. I don't feel like I'm bribing you. I feel like, you're doing something, and I appreciate it, and I know God appreciates it.
Right.
One thing Pastor Long taught me at a young age was, we can always be faithful. I remember I was real young, and Dad had been saved. think he was working for the church. I can't remember exactly the time frame. And it was on Christmas, and we just went down and just walked to the church. So our church was never locked, but we just went and walked to the church on Christmas Day, just thanking God for all the things He done for us. He said, you know, and we cleaned the church. Mom had a business where she cleaned the base housing, and when somebody from the military would move out of the house, we'd go in and clean the house from top to bottom. The guy would come in with a white glove, and we did that. We cleaned some offices. And so we said, you know, if we do, we can clean the church. We had a large church. Had 2 sanctuaries. One was the old sanctuary, and had upstairs with, I want to say, 8 to 10 classrooms. And it was a large church. And we cleaned it every week. You know what? Those were some of the times I hated to get up. But you know what? God blessed us. You know, God taught us how to clean. And you know, Dad said, if we can't do anything else, we can always be faithful to God's house. God. Well, number 4 is this. Family. You, I consider my family. The Bible says in Romans chapter 12, verse 5, so we, being many, are one body in Christ, every member one of another. We call each other brother and sister here because we are brother and sister. I have people that I see away from the church, still call them Brother Gary. You know, I haven't seen it, and I may not even know who they are. I know that because, you know, over the years they grow up, they change, you know. And Brother Gary, I hear somebody in the store, Brother Gary, and I'll turn around and look, no clue, mine, you know. But you know, that's what we do. That we all that are saved are part of the family of God. You are my family, and I thank God for you. I thank God for you each day, and I pray for each and every one of you every day. Name you by name, and just basically go down the rows, and I have a list in my office of all the members, and I pray that God will be with you each and every day. You are the family that I thank God for each day. Family is important. There are many people that don't have a family. Don't have anybody. But if they got involved in the local church, our local church, they've been part of our families. We have been, we always have been a close family. Our family, we don't fight. We don't fight. We get along. I mean, we may wrestle around a little bit. I really don't even have any disagreements. If they want to be wrong, they can. But we get along, and I'm glad that we get along. You know, because I would hate that. I would hate that. I'm glad that my family, all of my family, attends church. You know, we're here. I know we're here. Now, you know, my kids attend church, and my grandson attends church, and you know, and hopefully they'll have 2, 3, 4, 5 others that they'll have in their family that'll attend church. Come on, Austin, don't shake your head. No, you need 4 or 5 others. I'll tell you this as he's walking out. Brothers are great. We used to watch The Lion King every day. Every day. Oh, long live the king. Well, I was sitting right there in the living room, and I heard somebody say, long live the king. Boom! If you don't know Lion King, that's when Scar threw Mufasa off the hill. Well, Austin threw Nolan. Nolan was climbing up on the top bunk. Long live the king. Boom! And I ran in there, and knocked the wind out of him. He's freaking out. I looked at Austin. What did you do? Oh, we're just playing the Lion King. No. You can't do that. Nolan's freaking out. He can't get his wind. So I got patting him on the back. Just breathe slowly. It'll come back to you. You're not going to die. And he would get all, when he get mad, he'd get all red. And I said, no, we're just going to stop it right now. Well, let me throw him off the top bunk. I said, no, we're going to stop right now because somebody could have really gotten hurt. Yeah, I did. I said, well, but, you know, but we plan on having 5. Melissa couldn't quite cut it. That's okay, because when you have but you know what? When you have 5, you now have an entourage. It's not a family; it's an entourage. Everything is an episode. Can you imagine? Can you imagine her taking care of 5 children? Can you imagine her changing diapers for 5 kids? I can. I would watch her. I'd be cheering for her. I'd be supporting her. No, you know what? You know, I hear, well, it's your turn. No, it's not your turn. You had the child. It's always your turn. No, I changed diapers. I did have a friend of mine that he said, you changed diapers? I said, yeah. He said, I never have, never will. I said, you know what? You're a punk. I said, because that won't fly at my house. So I have changed. I grew up here, and my children are now growing up here, my grandchild is growing up here. I moved here, I think I was 15 years old when we moved here. And that's a long time ago. 48. How old are you? 50, so I'm 40. I'm 40, but I've been in this church longer than I've been anywhere else. And I thank God for it. I know that with me and my family, we're going to make it to heaven because we have this family that supports us and is behind us. And I thank God for a willing conclusion. I pray for each one of you every day, as I said. I thank God for you. Thank God that God has brought you into our paths so we can be friends, God, and we can fellowship together. And because of your faithfulness, we are faithful and we are part of the family of God. You know what I'd like for us to do tonight, if we can? We can all stand together. This is a hard note. Pastor Long passed away October 26th. I'd like for us, if you would, to come to the altar. Let's just have an altar prayer tonight. If you would, all of you would come to the start coming.